Hello, and welcome to Anvil Talk. As we all know, Anvil released its official trailer, and it is better than what I did 2 years ago. And if you haven't seen it yet, just check the link in the description. Anvil Empires to me is set in the Middle Age, and there are three different factions. We have the Remnants, who are seeking new fertile land and expand their empire, and we have the Ancients, who are the inhabitants of these lands. Then we have the Pagans, who likes to sail around and build ships. Further informations about these factions are not out yet, but that is what we know about their lore so far. So, let's talk about combat, and I will be basing this topic to what we have seen in the trailer. First and foremost to show up is the cavalry, and to what it seems to me that some of them are equipped with lances, or they're just flag bearers. I don't know, but to me those looks like lances, although some of them are equipped with shields and swords. In historical battles as we know it, cavalry units were very useful. They can flank around, they can hit enemies on the side, they can do hit and run tactics. So I am very curious of how the cavalry will affect the combat in this game, and I'm excited because I would like to see like hundreds of people on horses, maybe shooting arrows, who knows? We will see about that. Another weapon that we saw in the trailer are the spears. And this time it's not only one but two different spears. We have the one that we know already, since a lot of the people have seen my video, that this small skinny spear is throwable and can be used for thrusting. But we haven't seen the long thick spear yet, and I am curious what is the purpose of this spear. But I am pretty sure it is maybe to stop the cavalry charges towards you, or it can be used by pikemen to create like a row of pikes to push enemies on open areas. So maybe that is the purpose of it. The war axis was also present in the trailer, and this guy is holding it double-handed. So what we know about games, that one-handed weapons make a decent damage, but double-handed weapons do more than that. So maybe this axe does like a big dick damage, like one swing maybe a person dies already, like, or two swings even. But I see a downside on this type of unit, because he is using both of his arms while holding an axe, exposing himself though on projectiles like arrows. So this guy carrying an axe double-handed, exposed on arrows, I think archers would just shoot at him instantly, because he doesn't have anything to protect himself except his armor. Speaking of arrows, we have archery. We have seen it in the trailer during the siege. They have laid down their siege ladders, while they're climbing up, we have these archers shooting at them. I am not sure if there are different types of bows for each faction, so that they have this faction has like a bow for horses, or this faction has like a long bow that can shoot further and does like a decent amount of damage. But I am curious now of how archery will play in this type of game, because imagine like hundreds of players using bows and arrows. That would be insane. And imagine if there will be like fire arrows in the future. I am very hype about that, because fire arrows, they can burn houses from the distance. Speaking of burning, we have the torches, or to what I've seen in the trailer, it provides visibility in the dark, as we can see here. Some of them are holding torches while they move through the dark forest, and in some part of the trailer they were throwing it at the houses. I wonder how fire or torches will play also in during the battle, or how fire will work, if it will spread from house to house or it will affect the players while they are fighting next to them. So I think fire will play a big role in this game. But yeah, I guess that was it to what I've seen in the trailer so far, about spears and bows, axes, swords and shield, lances, cavalry. Another thing to mention about combat, I think it will be the same or closely like Foxhole, because to what we have seen in the trailer, the massive groups of different factions, they are pretty well lined up. You know, they were like very formal. They have a complete rows of shields and no one was running around. You know, they are disciplined. Not only that, in Foxhole, people can run freely. What we have seen in the trailer will maybe different in game, because people would sometimes run around to the side, try to flank and break the formation, you know. So I guess the expectation of what we see in the trailer and in game will be different. But I hope that the groups or settlements would agree that no running around, or they gotta stay in formation, things like that, because a clean battle or disciplined battle is always nice to see, you know. It's more clean and like it adds to the atmosphere. You know, I was not fucking around like doing something in the back of the line of the enemy, being alone surrounded by enemies, you know, dying like 3 seconds or something. Who knows, right? Things like that might happen. Yeah, another thing to mention, people will always try to break into your settlement like in Foxhole. So expect some groups going around. Instead of fighting you face to face, they would go around and get inside your settlement. So always watch your back and your surroundings. Just be careful on that. Again, not all of this is possible without logistics and buildings, because like Foxhole, most of the items will be player made, and not only items but also the structures, such as houses, walls, the weapons, the armor, everything is gonna be player made. I hope that the people who will play this game will treat their supplies very well and not just waste them. Also, what we have seen about logistics is they use caravans and wagons to transport goods like food or rocks and stone, or wood to build like a siege ladder or something like that. During transport, you're pretty much, as we can see in here, you are pretty much exposed to the forest, so your enemies can come out to the forest and attack you. So always be careful in that. It's always better to have like someone to guard your transport. I guess this will make like logistics more interesting than Foxhole, because these goods are fully exposed, especially when you're on a horse. In Foxhole, you're in a truck, so you're still protected and you can switch the seats. In a horse, they can shoot you with an arrow and you're dead. Things like that can happen. So I guess the logistics player, they will see more combat rather than just being logi. So always require guards to protect your goods during transport. That's very important in my opinion. So always make sure you have somebody with you. And that is it for Anvil Talk for now. If you want to know more about Anvil Empires, join their Discord. The link is gonna be in the description down below. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe for more content. So I hope you like it, and see you in battle.